This is The Space Shot, episode 255 for January 24th, 2018. Voyager 2 passes Uranus, the Google Lunar XPRIZE, and Curie. Hey everyone, welcome to The Space Shot, your daily space history, pop culture, and news fix. I'm John Molnix. I've got 3 pieces of news that I want to talk about before we dive into Voyager 2. Yesterday, Rocket Lab shared that they successfully tested a previously unannounced kick stage on the latest Electron rocket launch. Their still testing rocket, as they humorously named it, successfully deployed a payload into orbit. That payload then had a kick stage that uses an engine that Rocket Lab calls the Curie, and that engine is capable of multiple burns, which allows them to deploy payloads into different orbits, depending on the requirements of a customer. Rocket Lab's CEO and founder, Peter Beck, said that, quote, "Until now, many small satellite operators have had to compromise on optimal orbits in order to reach space at an accessible cost. The kick stage releases small satellites from the constraining parameters of primary payload orbits and enables them to reach their full potential, including faster deployment of small satellite constellations and better positioning for Earth imaging. I'm looking forward to seeing what Rocket Lab can do to make space more accessible for small sat makers." The second bit of news I've got is a little bit of a bummer, but it's not completely surprising considering the technical challenges associated with this prize. Yesterday, it was announced that the $30 million Google Lunar XPRIZE will go unclaimed. The XPRIZE teams that were in contention to win the grand prize for landing a private lander on the moon weren't able to attempt a moonshot by the March 31st deadline. The press release notes that, quote, "As a result of this competition, we have sparked the conversation and changed expectations with regard to who can land on the moon. Many now believe it's no longer the sole purview of a few government agencies, but now may be achieved by small teams of entrepreneurs, engineers, and innovators from around the world." The last piece of news I've got today is an update on the static fire window for the Falcon Heavy. The window today opens from noon to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but there's no guarantees they will perform a static fire today. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter, as I'll be sharing updates as time allows throughout the day. Now for some history. 32 years ago today, Voyager 2 made history when it passed by Uranus, the first and so far only time that a spacecraft has visited this ice giant. The courses of Voyager 2 and its sister spacecraft, Voyager 1, were made possible because of a unique planetary alignment that occurs once every 175 years. One of the things I always loved about Uranus is its unique rotation. It appears to spin on its side because it rotates at about a 90-degree angle from its orbital plane. Uranus was the second to last planet that Voyager 2 passed by on its planetary mission. The spacecraft passed within 50,000 miles of the planet as it sped out of our solar system. During this brief 6-hour encounter, the spacecraft sent back thousands of pictures and a large amount of data on Uranus and its numerous moons. Voyager 2 also imaged the planet's rings and discovered several new ones. Several new moons were discovered, and existing ones were imaged in greater detail than ever before. The Uranian moons are named primarily after Shakespearean characters. Oberon and Titania are the largest 2, followed by 25 other moons. During its flyby, Voyager 2 discovered 10 moons, among them Juliet, Puck, Cordelia, Ophelia, Bianca, and Portia, among others. The inner moons that were imaged by the spacecraft look to be composed of half water ice and half rock, while the other moons are most likely captured asteroids. Miranda, which is one of the innermost moons, has giant canyons that are 12 times as deep as the Grand Canyon. I'm linking to a NASA webpage specifically on these fascinating moons, so be sure to check it out. I hope we're able to send more missions to the outer planets. There's so much more we have to learn about Uranus and Neptune, and it's a shame that we've only visited them once. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'd appreciate it if you could leave a review on iTunes. If you do that, screenshot it and send it to me at John Molnix pretty much everywhere on the internet, and I'll send you a Space Shot sticker and a little thank you. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button, that way you don't miss any of the daily episodes. As always, the show notes have more information on today's episode. You can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Find me at John Molnix. I'm always up to chat. You can also connect with me on Facebook. Just search The Space Shot or click the link in the show notes. Tomorrow, Clementine. I'm John Molnix, and I'll catch you on the flip side.